Yeah, it felt like we've been waiting on that game for about 3 weeks. You know, that was the first time I think we kind of played all the phases of the game at a really high level in quite some time. And I think obviously some of that is we played some really good arms and we've been all over the place with some things, but felt good, excuse me, to kind of put a game together. You know, I thought just elite Zane was unbelievable today. I mean, they ambush a heater after an 8-run inning for a homer, but just elite on the mound. And I thought our at-bats were unbelievable. I mean, we strung, I think, 10 quality at-bats in a row in the second, 8 of which were hits. And we have 2 outs, nobody on in the third, and we're able to tack on 2. Had some big 2-out hits late, and Brady Neal stayed over a really good one. So, you know, I just thought it was a really professional win for us. And so really good to finish the weekend the right way. And I think this group will really look forward to kind of having a lighter week from a game standpoint and get ready to go for a really good team on the road on Friday.
Zane, one of your longer outings, what does that do for your confidence, especially with the change in the position and the rotation for you, and just what went well just today in general?
I mean, I think it was good for me just to get my confidence up, and that I was able to attack them, get ahead early, and get some early outs. Felt like, you know, like when I pitched against Mississippi State, it was like every time they put the bat on the ball, it found a hole. And, you know, kind of killed my confidence, like maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. But today, like, just reassured me, like, you know, you get ahead early, you get early contact, good things happen most of the time.
So you get an 8-run second inning, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I knew I just had to go out there and stay in attack mode. That's the hardest thing usually is, you know, you get a long sit like that and it takes a little bit to get going again. I tried to get going fast, and he was going fast too. He was ready to go, but that's all right. But yeah.
Coach, 2 home runs for Will today. He appeared to try for a third one there near the end of the game. It got under a little bit. What do you think of his approach? You mentioned earlier this weekend that you would like him to be more aggressive. Did you think you saw that from him today?
Yeah, man, I thought he did. I mean, that second one where he hit wasn't a bad pitch. I mean, that guy's got some carry to the heater. I thought he got it in, you know, especially when you saw the replay. It looked like it got in, and his hands just flew to that thing and got the barrel to it. So really good weekend out of Doe, really good game today. I thought up and down the lineup we were really aggressive, you know, and I think it's common. You go hit a couple homers, you do this, it's like, all right, foot off the gas, we're in a good place. And I thought for the first time, like I said, in a couple weeks, I thought that bats just continued to be good. And, you know, Missouri's got some good arms, man. Like, and they got some guys getting back healthy. Horn's got stuff, like really good stuff. And you can just tell he hadn't been out there a lot yet. But that guy gets going. Loesch gets going. You saw McDevitt at the end of the game yesterday. There's some good arms that if they can get healthy down the stretch can give some guys fits these last few weeks. So, but I'm just really happy with the at-bats. And like I said, Doe was awesome tonight.
Hey, Coach and Zane, hosting a regional puts you guys in a very advantageous spot to make it into Omaha with a sweep this weekend. How big of a step was that in that direction?
Yeah, I tell these guys all the time, like this stuff's great to talk about. It's great, you know, that's the stuff you guys talk about and should be talking about because that's y'all's job. If we start thinking that way, that's how you start tail spinning, really. Like, our goal today or this weekend was to come out and just play 3 really good games, you know, and I thought we did that. We had a good come from behind win on Friday after kind of the first inning, or Thursday, I guess, with a sloppy first and settled in. It was outstanding. We had kind of a professional win yesterday. It wasn't gaudy, but just kind of took care of our business, and then kind of a dominant one today. So I think it's just more about us playing good baseball, and I think it felt good, especially before you got a little bit of a stretch of no games here. You know, you come out of here and we don't string a good one together today. We've got to sit on that for almost a week. It feels a lot better to go into this week knowing that you played a really clean game. Now we can get our bodies underneath us and go line up and get ready. I'm telling you, not a lot of people have talked about Vandy all year, and that team can really, really pitch. It's going to be at their place. So that one's going to be a bear of a weekend next week. And all that stuff, the regional, the postseason, all that takes care of itself. My challenge to these guys from day one, really since that first game at Texas A&M, has been we've got 30 of these. Let's just sell out to play one of these at a time as good as we humanly can, and we'll look up at the end and it'll take care of itself.
Coach Bryce has been moved back in that leadoff spot. That was kind of customary for him really for a long stretch of time to start this season. Obviously hit that home run today. What have you seen out of his at-bats back in that role that maybe he was more used to at first?
Yeah, I told him if he had another fly ball to left, lazy like he has a couple times yesterday, I was going to give him the treatment from Major League and make him start doing push-ups all over the place. But just a really good at bat to start the game. You know, like it was tough to prepare for Horn because he had thrown 8 pitches on the year. And then you go back to 2023 and you're trying to watch the video, but you don't really know what you're going to get. And for him to go out there and it's a mid-90 sinker. He's got a 4-seam heater. Like for him to take some of those pitches without having much information, just a great at bat to start the game. Then obviously the homer was huge for us right there. As soon as Newbeck comes in the game, he ran one out on him. So just happy with him. He belongs up there. We're at our best when Bryce Fowler's hitting at the top of the order. He's got the swagger. He's got the toughness. He's got all the stuff I want at the top. And Bryce was great again today.
Coach, there's been some guys that have struggled up and down the lineup, and it's just baseball. You're not going to hit 500 every series. Have you said anything to the guys that are struggling, and how did they get back on track this weekend?
Yeah, I think so many times this game is so incredibly difficult. That I think at times we like to make it overcomplicated, you know, and the immediate thing if you're not getting hits is really to go to your swing. And what's wrong with my swing? What am I doing? What's wrong here? So much of it is two things. That's what we talked about before the game today is, are you on time and did you move on the right pitch? Those are really two of the baseline things. And if you look at guys, and that's way easier said than done, especially when guys are throwing 95 with really good breaking balls. But you look at guys that don't have great days, a lot of it will go to that. We either weren't on time with whatever our plan was in that at bat, or we just left the zone and chased at a higher level. And guys that are having success are doing that at a little bit higher level. So just getting back to keeping it that simple. You know, get on time, have a plan, get on time with your plan, and keep it in the damage zone. When you do that, you got a chance. But I think sometimes we go to the minutia and you kind of miss the forest for the trees a little bit. So we got to make sure we stay really mature with that. And this week will be good because some of that is tired bodies too. So it'll be good to get our bodies back under us this week.
Zane, we ask the position players about this sort of thing all the time, but you being a starting pitcher, what is the role of just this versatile lineup that all up and down the order can do stuff night in and night out as it pertains to where you play?
Can you say that again? What was the question?
Just everybody in the lineup being able to do damage. You know, how does that help you as a pitcher?
Well, when our lineup scores a lot of runs, it makes my job easier. I mean, they killed their spirits today, I think, in that second inning. And it's a lot easier to pitch against bats that feel down and like they're already out of the game than it is for bats that are, you know, trying to claw back or whatever. But, yeah.
Coach, he has 2 home runs in 2 games. So with that being said, will the team be making Jason Torres keep the stirrups?
Yeah, probably. I think so. More than likely, yes. He was good, man. He was on time with that first one and slammed it. It was good to see him, man. He had, like I said, he had probably about a 7 or 8 game stretch where he really scuffled a little bit, but that's what professional players do, man. They just stay in the fight and keep coming. And you know, he had some tough luck, and we'll have to go back and watch the video. I thought one of the punches today, he kind of got banged on a ball that I didn't think was maybe a strike, but he just keeps showing up, man. And there's something to be said for the guy that just keeps showing up, keeps working, and just competes in a bat at a time. The guys at tailspin are the ones where everything starts piling up on you, and then you start going out there and trying to get 5 hits every at bat. And I think that's what Brady Neal's also doing a great job of right now. Like, really tough stretch to start the year, and I thought was trying to swing his way out of it. Now he's having elite level at bats. I've got him in the 5-hole, and he's running off good at bats. And man, not to mention he's caught every game for the last 3 weeks, and makes these guys look really good because he's as good as it gets back there, receiving the baseball, throwing the baseball. So yeah, I think that's a huge piece of this whole thing. Good to see those guys keep going.
Couple more. Hey Zane, after a start like that, we talk about complacency all the time in sports. How do you not stay complacent and you keep working hard after an outing like this?
Well, like one thing I'm thinking about, like everybody keeps saying like, oh, we need to sweep this weekend. That puts us in a good spot. Like, then, you know, we're close to that 16 wins or whatever. I mean, my goal is that we're going to be 21-9 when this season's over. Like, that's what I feel like, and I think everybody wants it, and that's everybody's goal is to go out there and win every game. So, you know, we got a tough opponent next week, and we're just going to go and prepare for that.